been joined on the line by Nufialaga Maopomo Kobla Nonyigbe, who is a convener of the Nogokpo community. They are asking that Archbishop Agyinasare presents himself to them in 14 days. We don't know what they will do after the 14 days. Is join us on the line to help us appreciate the matters well. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Eyewitness News. Yes, we read your statement today. We heard what you have said, but the man of God, the Archbishop, has explained that he had no intention to cast a slur on the people of the Nogokpo town and the Volta region as a whole. Shouldn't that suffice? Why would you want him to appear before you in 14 days?
Thank you very much, and a very good evening to your listeners. If you listen to what Archbishop Agyinasare said on, let's say, Sunday, it wasn't an apology. He rather came to justify what he said. And that is where we realize that he is taking us for granted. Or perhaps he thinks we cannot do anything. My brother, he made a speech and mentioned the name of Nogokpo. In fact, he insulted the entire Volta region and then carved Nogokpo out as the headquarters of all demons. The question is, can Agyinasare go to Asanteman and describe any town there as the headquarters of all demons? He dare not. He wouldn't. But chose to make Nogokpo part of his business. So when we first heard the first video on social media and looking at the backlash he was having with the elders decided, like, okay, let's be patient and wait for him and see what he will say on Sunday. But hold and behold, he came to justify his actions on the reasons why he said that. And that is where we realize that his intention against our people, or tarnishing the image of Nogokpo and the whole people of the Volta region, we have a serious problem with that. And we want him to come to Nogokpo to explain to the elders where specifically is the headquarters of the demons.
So I mean, he has, he issued a statement on Sunday, and he tried to clarify the point he was making, and portions of his statement says that to drive home my point, that he was teaching on divine protection, which is a cardinal principle of the Christian faith, as charismatic Christians. So he says that to drive, and I'm quoting him, to drive home my point, I made reference to several instances where I have encountered manifestations of demonic powers in my crusades, which have taken me to over 92 countries of the world. I gave an example of people who were seeking to levitate during a crusade in India. I gave an example of an attack I suffered as a very young pastor who had gone to preach at a bus stop around Kolebu. So he says, in reference to Nogokpo, I wish to clarify that I never intended to refer to the town, but to an incident that happened after a crusade at Aflao. I had absolutely no intention to cast a slur upon the people of the town. that appears like, trying to explain or clarify and assuaging the concerns of the elders of Nogokpo that he never intended to cast a slur on the good people of the town.
My dear brother, he did. But this wasn't an apology, per what you said, to clarify and to justify what he said. My brother, Nogokpo is situated on the ECOWAS highway. Every day, you have thousands of cars or vehicles carrying people and goods throughout the West African region. So, if he and his co-pastors are driving from a crusade and they have a problem with their tires, which may be the result of lack of maintenance in their own car, do you come out to say when you are coming from a crusade because you spoke about witches and wizards, your car, your tie mess up on the way, and therefore Nogokpo is the headquarters of all demons in the Volta region? My brother, this is very disrespectful.
Let me see if this will be respectful. In fact, he said that he's had cordial relationship with the people of the Volta region, and it's open. It's no secret really that his wife of 38 years is an Ewe from Keta, and indeed, it says his two sons bear Ewe names. And all the examples he said he gave were not intended to denigrate any of the towns and their people, but to elucidate the principle of divine protection to the congregants. Will you say that he intended to denigrate a place his wife hails from? Absolutely not. That's the point he's trying to make.
No, that is the point. He disrespected his wife. And he looked into our eyes as his in-laws and insulted us. No amount of grammar, no amount of English can change what he said. And we were expecting him to come up with a sincere apology, not for him to come and start speaking grammar to us. For us, we have given him the 14 days ultimatum. If he likes, he should come and do the needful. If he likes, he should refuse. Or if he refuses, he can decide to refuse. And we shall see who are the controllers of cosmic powers.
Oh, is that a threat? Controllers of cosmic powers, and we shall see who are the controllers. That obviously is a threat, isn't it? Nufialaga.
Well, Chief, with all due respect, what Agyinasare said have cast a dark shadow on Nogokpo and the Volta region, especially with the youth who are struggling to seek for jobs, with our women who are planning to get married. With what he said will affect them psychologically on any means. We have instance. I can give you the number of the young man who had an appointment, went through, and he was called to come for his what? Appointment. Come for his appointment later. He only got there, they refused him. Immediately, Agyinasare made that statement. They refused him. So have you seen some of the implications? He just made the statement. Whatever be, he has caused a serious damage to us, the Voltarians, and the people of Nogokpo. So him coming to justify his actions does not prove nothing to us. If he respected us as his in-laws and respect his wife, he will point his left fingers to his in-laws.
But Nufiala, we've seen and heard on many occasions where should I say, inhabitants or residents or people who hail from the Nogokpo area seek to use the name of Nogokpo as a way of instilling fear in people around them. So will we say that what your own inhabitants or your own people do cast a slur on your town or on your own people? We've seen people say, "Me, I know, you know, I'm from Nogokpo. If you try me, you'll see." We hear all of these. So is this not, you know, a similar thing we are seeing? Will we say that those things that your own inhabitants say, you know, are in bad taste? How will you place that?
Now, it's not a matter of instilling fear in people. Everybody knows that the energy, the supreme energy, the thunder deity in Nogokpo is the God of justice. So, if someone is doing evil, or if someone is doing something that is against the universal corrective forces, and you mention that, hey, if you don't stop, I'll take you to Nogokpo. The question is, once that is pronounced or once that is said, do whoever is said to stop what they do? Yes, because they know that supreme energy, the God of thunder, the God of thunder, lightning, fire, and justice will come in to their rescue. We have a lot of people coming to Nogokpo, people who have been to court to seek redress, both here in Ghana and outside and different places, who did not get justice that they want, have come to Nogokpo and they've gotten the justice that they want. So it's not a matter of instilling negative fear into the people, but a positive one. Now, let me give you one example. Our first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, when he was seeking, exploring every avenue for the independence of Ghana, after combing throughout the world, the last place he came was Nogokpo, the temple of Tobi Sakaja, the god of thunder. So, he came there. Prayers were made for him. He made a vow that if the energy helps him to secure, to get the independence for Ghana, he will come and rebuild the temple. He came there in 1956. 1957, Nkrumah, our first president, the late first president, came to Nogokpo to fulfill his promise. And he built, reconstructed part of the temple he promised. It is still there. And the date was written there by himself. Sajifo, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, wrote the date there on the wall. It is there up to today. If this energy is a negative one, it will not help our first president. And for that matter, Ghana.
Very well.
That is why when people, people feel...
Do I get an impression, and this is perhaps my last question, do I get an impression that the use of the term demonic is what riles you up? If he had said that is the cosmic powers headquarters of the Volta region, would you have looked at it differently?
My brother, what is the definition for demonic? This is something is demonic of headquarters. The Christian values. It is very negative. That is what I'm saying. But to say something like that, based upon your tie, having a problem on a major highway, that is where the problem is. It's not a matter of trying to reframe his vocabulary or his grammar or his English. We understand, we the people, the elders of Nogokpo, we understand perfectly, or we understood perfectly what Agyinasare said in his first video and the second video. So, well, our message to him is clear today. We have given him an ultimatum of 14 days. If he's matured enough, then he should do what is needful.
If I may ask, if he fails to attend upon you, what would you do?
When we get to that river, we will cross it, my brother. You see, he who the gods want to kill, they first make him what? Mad.
But the gods do not forgive. The gods do not move on.
If you show remorse.
Well, he says that he says that any misrepresentation or misinformation that has characterized the subsequent commentary and reportage is regretted. So there you have it.
No, my brother, it's not any misinformation. The video was clear. Over 2 minute video was so clear. He was so specific. And you see, look at when he made that pronunciation, Nogokpo. He has been, excuse me for my language, but I'm trying to put certain things in its rightful context. When he mentioned the name of Nogokpo, because he has already prepared the minds of the people, so you hear the crowd shouting for him. And at the end of the day, he said things damaging a whole community. And Christian Council, the other people think it's okay. My brother, the disrespect for the African traditional belief system is too much in this country. And if Agyinasare will not do the needful, we shall use him as an scapegoat.
I see. Let's end it here. Thanks so much, Nufialaga, for speaking to us.
Thank you very much, my brother.
We are grateful for your time. Nufialaga Maupemo Kobla Nonyigbe.